What's up, everybody? You said you will edit it.
I will. What's up, everybody? It's Darnell and Mark from Under Review. We're back. Sorry we haven't uploaded anything since the highlight video, but we've been busy with work. But finally got some free time, so now we're here for you guys.
Yeah, it's been a while. You know, we've been busy, like you said, we've been busy with work and whatnot. And well, right now we're trying to, as you guys notice, obviously Raul's not here. But what we're trying to do is make a schedule, plan out something so all three of us could be in a video together and we could upload more consistently. We got a camera finally, rather than recording off of a phone, and then our videos could be edited more, more neatly, rather than just doing it off a phone app and whatnot. So today, essentially, we were gonna upload 3 videos, but I think we're down to 1 because of tight schedule today. So today's video, it's basically we're gonna be talking about what are we talking about?
We're gonna be talking about Robbie Goulds, how dominant he's been this season, and how dominant he's been in his career. He's been one of the better kickers in the NFL. We're gonna go over the NFL season. We know there's about 2, maybe 3 weeks left of the NFL regular season. We're just gonna
2 weeks.
2 weeks. We're just gonna review that, and then we're gonna finish up with the NBA season review so far.
Yeah. So basically, with 2 weeks left, there's about, from each conference, there's about maybe 3 or 2 teams from each conference that's outside of the wild card spot, and we're basically gonna talk about whether we think they're gonna make it or not. But and then the NBA season, we're gonna go over standings, player stats and whatnot, and then our predictions, kind of, for the rest of the NBA season and the NFL playoffs including. And then, so we're gonna start off with talking about Robbie Goulds. So, Darnell, you want to start?
So, obviously, Robbie Goulds is a fan favorite of all the Chicago Bears fans, and he's just a fan favorite of all NFL fans. Very dominant kicker. He's been pretty good in his career, and he's the all-time Chicago Bears leading scorer. And we let him go this past offseason, or 2 seasons ago. We let him go because he missed a few kicks, and you know how it is in the NFL nowadays. If you're not performing at the levels that they want you to, you're gone. So a few Sundays ago, the Bears played the 49ers at Soldier Field, and he single-handedly beat the Bears. He kicked in 5 field goals for the win.
A game winner as well.
A game winner, yes. It was like down last. We gave them the ball back with 2 minutes. They killed the clock. 3 seconds left. He gets it in there and they win. It was a good ball game, but hey, so happens we have a good kicker. So over in his career overall, field goals attempted, he's 371, and field goals made, he's 322. With his longest field goal being 58 yards with the Chicago Bears. This season with the 49ers, he's 38 for 36, which is phenomenal. He's made a lot of chip shots. He's made a lot of. He has range, so he made a lot from 30 yards and beyond. So with that being said, I wish him the best of luck in the rest of his career. He's always going to be my favorite kicker. He's going to continue to be a Chicago Bear forever.
Yeah, he absolutely, over his career with the Bears, he's always been a consistent kicker. It was rare that he would miss at least 3 field goals. It was really rare. And, his final 2 seasons, I believe, with the Bears, he missed a lot of field goals. And honestly, that happens with every single player. it doesn't matter what position you are. You're always gonna have one or two bad seasons, and usually it's always gonna come at the tail end of your career. And well, it was unfortunate that the Bears let him go, but I believe that the Bears they're trying to move on and rebuild in their own way. Obviously, they're rebuilding. They got a new quarterback. They got with Mitch Trubisky, they got their running back of the future with Jordan Howard, and not only him, but they have a backup who's really good, Tariq Cohen, and they have a more so improved offensive line. They have Kyle Long and who's that left guard?
Trying to think, I'm drawing a blank.
Well, their left guard, he's actually pretty good. And then on defense side of the ball, obviously, many of you know that the Bears had the two worst defensive seasons under Mark Trestman. But obviously, the Bears have rebuilt defensively. Their front seven, they're really revamped, and they have all the potential in the world. And will they be as good as they were back in in the 80s or back in the mid to late 2000s? Who knows? But anything's possible with this team, as well as their corners and their safeties. They have a lot of potential as well. We have Adrian Amos, who's really good. Kyle Fuller, who has actually improved. He had about 2 bad seasons, and he's really got himself back. And Prince Amukamara, he's also really good. And this team has a lot of potential. Obviously, they don't have a winning record, but looking back at their games, they've lost a couple of games by like a margin of 1 or 2 scores. So it shows that this team has a lot of potential and they could do more.
Yeah, and especially building on the players that he was talking about, our rookie safety Eddie Jackson out of Alabama, he's going to be a great player if he continues to play the way he has been. He single-handedly beat the Carolina Panthers for us. He had 2 touchdowns. One was a pick six, and one was a fumble recovery that he ran it in. And he's young. He came from Alabama. Alabama always produces great players, so that's a plus for us. So now moving on, we have the NFL season recap.
Looking back at the NFL season, there's been a lot of intense games. Right now, there's a lot of teams, a lot of surprise. We're going to talk about a few teams. I want to start off with Kansas City Chiefs. They were a team that everybody thought that they were going to be great throughout the season. Everybody thought that they were Super Bowl favorites. I believe they started 5-0, and it all started with Week 1 when they absolutely obliterated the New England Patriots. They were down, I believe, 2 scores in the third quarter. And after that, they blew up and, they attacked and they beat New England. And from there on, they were beating every single team that came in their way. And everybody thought that the Chiefs they were going into the playoffs as favorites. And, well, basically they fell apart in the second half of the season. But right now, it looks like they're going to win the division. They're one game ahead of the Chargers. And, with 2 games left, the Chiefs, they have... I believe they're facing the Dolphins and the Broncos, and it looks like the Chiefs might win the division. All they really have to do is win one game of the last 2 to clinch the division. Looking at another team, a surprise team that nobody ever thought would actually be this dominant. A team that everybody thought that would be, the same bad team they always were, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Their defense, they have the best defense in the NFL, in my opinion, and a lot of other people, sports analysts, they say that same thing as well. That defense has been carrying them throughout the entire season. I mean, looking back at the games, they beat the Steelers, who are currently, I believe, they're favorites for the Super Bowl. They beat the Texans, they beat the Ravens. They beat a lot of good teams here. Looking back at the season, they beat the Seahawks, and it looks like they have all the potential. They have all the momentum going into the playoffs. They already clinched the division, and I think they're going to do good. As looking at the two wildcard teams for the AFC, we have the Titans and Buffalo, who are most likely going to miss because of their tough remaining two games. Buffalo's facing New England, and then after that, I believe they face Miami. Tennessee, they have a pretty tough schedule. Uh, uh, Looking back, they got the Rams, who are also really good right now. So I doubt they'll win that game. And then they face the Jaguars at the final game of the season. They're not going to win either of those games, in my opinion. So I believe Baltimore's going to sneak in, and the Chargers are going to sneak in as the remaining two wildcard teams for the AFC. For the NFC, everybody thought that Philadelphia was going to be, another bad team. But Carson Wentz, he's been having a really great season. That Eagles defense and that offense have both been really good. The Vikings, another team with a great defense who has been really amazing, and they've been doing really great offensively as well. The Rams, they most likely already have their division on lock. All they really have to do is basically win. I believe they play tomorrow or Sunday, or just have the Seahawks lose against the Dallas Cowboys this Sunday or Saturday. I'm sorry, I'm not too updated with when the games are being played. A surprise division, in my opinion, is the NFC South, which have three playoff teams. They have the Saints, the Panthers, and the Falcons. Nobody expected this. Everybody thought the Saints were going to be the same, bad team they were the past few years. Everybody thought the Falcons were going to have that Super Bowl hangover, and nobody expected much from the Panthers. I think the one team that everybody thought was going to make it out of the division was the Buccaneers, since they barely missed the playoffs last season. But it's been a really surprising division. A team that nobody thought would ever be eliminated from the playoffs was the Green Bay Packers. You could say that, Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing, but, still, say that Aaron Rodgers is the only reason that team is good, in my opinion, it's I think the Packers could, they could still make the playoffs with or without him, but, obviously they didn't. They got eliminated Monday when the Falcons won their game against the Buccaneers. And two other teams that are going to most likely miss the playoffs are the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks, which have been more so, well, not the Cowboys, but the Seahawks, who have been a team that has consistently made the playoffs this past few years. But, they're most likely going to miss because they have to win their two remaining games against the Cowboys with the return of Ezekiel Elliott, and they have to be, I believe they have the 49ers, so the Cardinals. So I find it hard to believe that they'll win both games, but, I believe that it will remain as so. Looking at the playoffs, including Baltimore and the Chargers, excluding Tennessee and Buffalo, because that's how I believe that it'll be. Do you agree with that? Do you think Baltimore and Chargers can make it in?
I don't know about Baltimore. Joe Flacco hasn't really been playing as he should.
But the remaining games are against the Colts and the Bengals. All they really have to do is win those two remaining games, and Buffalo would have to beat New England and the Jets, or Miami. Yeah, Miami. And then
the way I look at the NFL playoffs, for me, since I'm a diehard Bears fan, as long as the Patriots or Packers don't win the Super Bowl, I don't care who wins, as long as it's not one of those teams. And like you said, the Packers are already out of the playoffs, so that's a huge plus for me. I was happy when I seen the game and they lost and they were officially out of the playoffs. I think that was pretty good. They brought one mistake that the Packers did make was bringing Aaron Rodgers in too early from his injury.
Yeah.
He came in, he had a game, they played, he threw 3 interceptions, and then a few days ago they just said that they put him on IR again, and they signed another quarterback. I don't know why they're signing another quarterback when they have Brent Hundley, who, in all fairness, Brent Hundley is earning he's earning his game checks. He's been a fairly decent quarterback, and not to discredit his talent, but they do have a pretty good offensive line and good receivers who can get the ball. But I mean, for a no-name quarterback, basically, to go out there and win some games, I mean that's pretty good. So I think they should have just left him on the sideline until he was 100% healthy and bring him back. But hey, they're out of the playoffs. I'm super happy. I could care less that he's hurt. I'm happy that he's hurt, as bad as it sounds. But hey, that's how all us Bears fans feel.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Packers should have kept Rodgers out. I think they lost all momentum when they brought him back in. Obviously, you saw that Aaron Rodgers was rusty. I think Brett Hundley, I think they would have a better chance to win the game because they had all the momentum, they had all this chemistry going, and to have him, to sit him out and then bring back Rodgers after being gone for about 10 weeks, I believe, I think it just killed the Packers' momentum. And yeah, that's my thoughts. So now, I guess we'll talk about the playoffs, the playoff picture. Do you want to start?
You can go ahead.
All right, I'll go. So with the teams that I have going into the playoffs, we'll start with the AFC. We'll have the Chargers as the 6th seed facing off against the actually have the Jacksonville Jaguars finishing in 2nd, the Pittsburgh Steelers at 3rd, Kansas City 4th, and then Baltimore 5th, and then 6th we'll have the Chargers. So it's Chargers at Steelers. I think depending if Antonio Brown comes back for the playoffs, which I think they said it was most likely. It really depends on that, but I think the Steelers are going to keep rolling. I would like to see the Chargers win. I would really like to see Antonio Gates and Philip Rivers finally win a Super Bowl ring. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. So I'll go with the Steelers over the Chargers. And then Baltimore and Kansas City. I think Kansas City is going to win that game. Then we would have Kansas City against New England. And then Jacksonville against Pittsburgh. I think Jacksonville, I think they're going to beat the Steelers. I think their defense is going to step up. Although it's all fresh and new, I think they're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep rolling with momentum from the regular season, and they're gonna beat the Steelers. And I have the Patriots beating the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs have lost all momentum. They started off hot and they all lost momentum when they faced the Steelers, and they lost. And then I believe they lost like 2 or 3 straight games. All momentum is lost there. I don't think they're gonna do anything in the playoffs. Of course, they always go in with all the momentum and they just end up losing it. And then Patriots and Jacksonville, I'm going to go with the upset and have the Jaguars beat the Patriots. Most likely the Patriots are gonna make it in, but I want to see something new. I'm tired of seeing the same old teams make it into the Super Bowl, so I'm gonna have the Jaguars upset the Patriots. I think they're gonna win that game by we'll say a field goal. NFC, I have the Falcons against the Rams. Panthers against New Orleans. I have the Saints beating the Panthers. I have the Rams beating Atlanta. Then I would have New Orleans against Philadelphia. Minnesota against LA. I would have Minnesota beat the Rams. And I will have New Orleans beating Philadelphia. Obviously, Nick Foles is a really good quarterback. He's been in that team before. He's obviously a good quarterback. A lot of people discredit him, but I think the Saints are just going to be rolling hot with him, against the Eagles. And then I would actually have the Vikings beating the Saints, making it a Vikings-Jaguars Super Bowl, and having the Vikings actually be the first team to actually make it to the Super Bowl in their own house. But I would actually have the Jaguars win the Super Bowl. I know it's a long shot, but I have a lot of confidence in the Jaguars to actually win, and I would actually put the Vikings at 0-5 for the Super Bowl. Your thoughts for the playoffs? I don't even look at
I think that's That definitely, I'm right. That definitely is a long shot. The Jaguars winning the Super Bowl, but anything can happen. They have a great defense. So I mean, anything is possible. And as us two, as diehard Cubs fans, we know anything is possible. We know anything can happen. So I mean, just honestly, after seeing our team win the World Series, we just know that anything is possible. Anything can happen. The Jaguars could be down and just flip the game around. But I would actually like to see the Jaguars win the Super Bowl. It's a franchise that doesn't really have a lot of accomplishments, if you will. So seeing a team like that, I would think that's a pretty good thing for them to do, win the Super Bowl. And just it'd be good for the city. It'd be good for the players. They got a relatively young team, and if they win the Super Bowl, they'll keep that confidence rolling. Come back with that Super Bowl champion swagger that we see a lot of teams have. So and I think it would be good for these new generation of football fans to see someone else other than the New England Patriots win the Super Bowl. That would be pretty nice. It'd be a good thing to change up. So yeah, I think that was pretty good. And as for today, we ran out of time for the basketball review, but we will come back to that in another video. But right now, I just want to let you guys know that we do have all forms of social media. Like we have a Twitter that's under review 1, the number 1. We have Instagram, it's underscore under review. We have our Facebook, where we first started, under review. And we also have a Snapchat, it's under review 17. The number is 17, it's 17. If you guys want to contact us, you guys can contact us by email also, underreview2017@gmail.com. You guys can ask us questions. We could chat with us. Anything you want. And if you guys have recommendations for us for future videos, we are open to it. We will do what you guys want us to do.
Alright, well that's it. As you said, we don't have enough time. This was supposed to be about a 10-15 minute video. I talked too much, and we went past our time limit, but just stay tuned. We'll make sure to bring that basketball video, the NBA video. We'll also we'll make a video on the NHL season, and then we'll talk about the MLB offseason, all the trades that have been going on, and that'll be in another video or 2 separate videos. And well, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.
Yes, I have one more announcement. Today, actually, in a couple hours, as you guys know from a video I made a while ago, my alumni, the Cali High School, won city championships. They won the city championship in wrestling, so that was a pretty big accomplishment for us. First one since 2009. It's Coach Joyce's second city championship. He's a phenomenal coach. He's a great coach. He could take nothing and turn it into something. So we have a banner ceremony, we have a banner ceremony and a wrestlers reunion, which I will be recording and putting it on YouTube in a separate video. So just stay tuned for that. The banner ceremony should be fun. And in that same video, I will be interviewing one of the city champs, who is a senior now. So I will interview him today and put that video up as well. So thanks. Like Mark said, stay tuned. We're working on more videos for you guys, and we hope that our next break isn't 2 months away. So we can keep putting these videos out for you guys. And stay tuned, subscribe. Thanks, guys.
The latest it'll be at least a week, 2 weeks maybe. We're not gonna, it's been like about 6 months. I know I cut him off kind of, but yeah, we're trying to get back in the roll of things. And like I said, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, let everybody know about our channel. I know we're nothing right now, but that's what everybody starts from the bottom and we build up. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.